Hey, hello. This is Lucretia. Today I'm going to talk to you about the importance and the purpose of emotions. You need to know this because recognizing, expressing, and processing emotions is key to our mental, emotional, and physical health. What is emotion? Emotion is a mental reaction which we perceive as types of feelings which have associated physical reactions. Let me say that again. Emotion is a mental reaction, it happens in the brain, which we perceive as types of feelings. We learn to apply a label and an interpretation, like happy, which have associated physical reactions. The body expresses it, such as with tears or laughter. Emotional health is your ability to recognize and then cope. All emotions are valuable and have purpose. Emotions should not be ignored. Emotions and the physical changes that go with them do several things. One, they help you express yourself and give you release. For example, crying when you are sad helps you to get it out. Two, they help you communicate to others. Crying lets others know that you are sad. Laughing lets others know you are happy and enjoying a moment. Third, emotions can be a sign that things are right. When you feel happy or excited or peaceful, things are going well. We seek out these happy emotions. Fourth, emotions can be a sign that you need to take care of yourself. For example, irritability or being sensitive may mean you need sleep or food. Fifth, emotions can be a sign that something is wrong and you need to do something about it. For example, anger, fear, or guilt are emotions that indicate a need for action or change. Successfully navigating emotions requires being able to identify the emotion, recognize the situation and the thoughts which brought up the emotion, and then choosing what action to take in response. Dealing with your emotions is more complicated than most people realize. To start, many people do not know how they feel. This could be because while growing up they were given the message that their emotions didn't count or were a nuisance to others. They may have been taught that certain emotions were bad emotions, or that you don't show any emotions other than happiness. Everything is fine. Some people hold on to emotions so much that they physically have chronically tight muscles, especially in the neck, shoulders, and back. Or emotions can be pushed down for so long that they build up until something tips the scales and the emotion comes out in a big way. But all of the emotion expressed at that point might not have anything to do with the current situation, which is very confusing. The person doesn't know why they are reacting the way they are. If the expressed emotion is strong and overwhelming, it could be frightening, and the person goes back to pushing down emotions rather than attending to them. Once a person is aware of their emotions and able to accurately identify them, then to manage those emotions, it becomes important to know what was happening at the time of the emotional response and the thoughts the person had about what was happening. After that, a person can decide how they want to proceed if they think making a change or coping is needed. For example, let's say someone makes fun of the way I pronounce a word during a conversation with a group of people. I might feel embarrassed and angry. I might think that others see me as being stupid, and I might even put myself down. To manage this, I need to recognize that I am reacting to the person making fun of me by assuming what others think of me, and then I am engaging in negative self-talk. If I am aware, then I can choose to stop my negative thinking and assumptions and decide if I want to speak to the person later about how they treated me. Or maybe I can quickly make a smart, witty comeback and regain my self-image. Accepting and expressing our emotions leads to us having closer, more honest relationships with others. First, if we know our own emotions, we know ourselves better. Next, if we honestly communicate our emotions, then those who are in relationships with us are allowed to know who we are as a real and unique person. Here is an example that has stuck with me over the years. I read this in an advice column in the newspaper called Dear Abby. A man wrote in for advice because his son was getting married. The son had told him he knew she was the one because she was similar to Mom, and he valued his parents' example of a lasting and loving marriage. The man was feeling awful and guilty, believing he had made a terrible mistake which could harm his son's future happiness. The man explained that he had always acted loving toward his wife, always held her hand in public, and said and did affectionate things. But the reality was that he had been acting the part to keep the peace. His true experience was that his wife had been very difficult to live with, and he didn't want that for his son. He didn't want his son mistakenly choosing a woman who was just like Mom. I don't know what advice was given, I don't remember, but I do know that I wouldn't want to have lived in a fake marriage for 20 or 30 years. So here is what we have covered. All emotions are important and serve a purpose. We need to be able to recognize our emotions and the situations and thoughts which bring them about. Then we can choose how we want to manage our emotional response and the situation. It is important to value the honest expression of our emotions in a healthy manner if we want close, authentic relationships with others. Going forward, you can start by increasing your emotional vocabulary. This can help you to more precisely identify your emotions. We are not just happy, for example. We could be excited or joyful or pleased or peaceful or satisfied. You can look up lists of emotions, or you can use a thesaurus to look up synonyms to the basic emotion. And pay attention so that you can notice an emotion as it is happening. Do a daily emotional check-in and write about it in your journal. If you like this and you haven't already, subscribe to this podcast, join my Facebook group, Strategies for Managing Overwhelming Thoughts and Emotions, and go to my website, www.ldonreed.com, and that is LDONREED.com, and check it out. Until next time, be well.